So this is Whack-A-Mole number 163. Now, I want to thank you for watching the last one, the large group with all the visitors who came into the Seattle area for the Pacific Audio Fest, some from the vinyl community, from Los Angeles and Los Angeles and Sacramento and other areas. And we all got together, some of my friends, and we did those Whack-A-Moles. Now, look back on that. First of all, I want to thank you. It's been like 3 days since that video's been up, and we've gotten over 7,000 views and a lot of wonderful comments. And it is fun getting together. Some people I've met before, some I haven't, and just talking about music and records and having a little fun and joking around a little bit, just chilling out. Some people take it too serious and they don't understand that it's all for fun. But anyway, Whack-A-Mole, 5 random picks. Now, in that Whack-A-Mole, people realized it wasn't that easy. Now, of course, I have the advantage, home team advantage. It's my record room, so I know about most of these records here, musically, visually, and if not, I do pivot, and I said that in that video. Sometimes I tell a story of where I was or what I was going through when I bought the record. And I think you need to, that's a little tip. If you do Whack-A-Moles or random pulls, whatever you do, I certainly didn't invent it, but just took the Whack-A-Mole name, put it with the random pull name, and that's all there is. So it's fun, and it kind of keeps me on my toes, and people seem to enjoy it. And I mostly play at least 3 of the records, sometimes all 5. That evening or the next day, just to kind of refresh my memory on them. So again, you don't look, you pull back. Now someone said, "No, Mazzy, I'm looking here so I can see where I'm pulling." Now, of course, I know where my records are, but I don't know individually. I can't like randomly pull the specific record. And even if I did, why bother? I want to have some fun too. So let's go. Okay, I'll try not to pull a Nick Cave record. Apparently, people were upset that I had too many Nick Cave records last time, because 2 got pulled. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna knock a box off. 4 and 5. Okay. Oh, I know. Okay. This is just an album display from A&M Records, an empty cover that I used back in my record stories. I remember doing this. And this is Patti Smith's Glory of My Generation Live, a 12-inch 45 RPM single. This is on Arista Records. Now, I first got the 45 picture sleeve of this in 77 or 78? 76, 77, around that time, when Jazz Shit Brooks and I were roommates in San Francisco. And My Generation, Gloria and the B-side, My Generation, a cover of the Who song, Live by Patti Smith Group with Lenny Kaye, and became our apartment theme song. We don't need that fucking shit. Talking about my generation. But look at this here. Why do I have this in here? Look at this. I don't even know whose handwriting that is. My guess is I was given the record in just a normal sleeve. I don't remember. But I knew the guy. His name was Bruce. And he had worked with the Record Factory with us. And he got a job as the promo guy for Arista Records. And he gave me this copy, this 12-inch copy, back in, 76, 77, whenever it came out. Patti Smith, of course. Great Patti Smith. Okay. Very favorite records of hard rock records. Steppenwolf, Canadian, with, I'm trying to think about this. This is a reissue of a mono, because my original was a stereo. I have my original copy on ABC Dunhill record. And of course, it just, it exploded out of the gate, obviously, with Born to Be Wild. What a great song. And the song The Pusher on here, which was it during the, trying to think who it was, during like 90s hip hop, there was that version, they used God, who is that? Is it Erykah Badu? Did a version using the riff of The Pusher, sampling it from here and doing a song on top. Someone's gonna name that. I don't know it, but I remember that. I think I have a digital version of that. But this is a reissue in mono. They still have that, you know. I know I do this all the time, but that's how I get my son here. Our band used to cover some songs on it. We covered Sookie Sookie, the opening song, on here. I don't know why we did, but we did. And the Ostrich is on here. Your Walls Too High. John Kay, Canadian, great debut album. In fact, the first two records are perfect, sort of hard rock albums with some detours of some ballady type of stuff, and even on the second album, some Baroque pop anyway, love it. Love these two records to pieces. Oh, this is a Sundays. There we go, Sundays. So Bill Irwin's label, which he sold several years ago, Sundays Records. Then we have Neil Young, Song for Judy. This is from the Neil Young Archive series. This, I don't remember when this was recorded. I'm thinking 71, 72, or 73-ish. This is recorded in LA, and they reference, I think they called it this, as I recall, they referenced Judy Garland when Neil's talking on here. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. That's my recollection. This version came out 5 years ago already, 2018, from the Neil Young Archive series. It's a double album, it's a live record, and it's just got that stuff. This is around the time, I think, right after Harvest, because it has a lot of songs. Songs for Julie intro, of course, it has Harvest on here. A Man Needs a Maid, Give Me Strength, Human Highway, Tell Me Why, Mr. Soul. So he does some Buffalo Springfield stuff. But this is one of the better ones. Neil Young, I'm almost all in, although I've been sort of tapering off on the Archive series. This is a great period, this sort of early 70s when he did acoustic, and then he would bring Crazy Horse or the band in occasionally. There we go. Neil Young, Song for Julie, Reprise Records. This was from the Coleman collection. Here we got a record. I never owned any Huey Lewis and the News records, although he was, during my record tenure, a little towards the end, and of course into the 80s. I mean, in the 80s, obviously, huge. But I would see Huey Lewis and the News, like these guys would do a cappella Star Spangled Banner for the opening Giants game, San Francisco Giants games at the Stick, and then later, obviously, at Pac Bell Park, which it's called now. So they did that. And the backing band he had was called Clover originally. The early parts of the News was Clover, who backed Elvis Costello on his first album on Columbia Records, My Aim Is True. But I got this from Coleman's collection, so I keep a card in. Everything that I either sold or kept from Coleman's collection, I put one of the cards on here that it's a good memory for me where it came from. And this is in shrink. What does it have here? It has a certificate of authenticity. It looks like it's signed. No, that's weird. See that? I don't think I've ever noticed that. Let's see if it's signed. Maybe not. Why would it have a certificate of authenticity for what? That it's a real album? It's got a Tower Records $6.99 label on it. Coleman worked at Tower for a time, but I don't think at this period. Yeah. I don't really know what to say because I was never I appreciated Huey Lewis, but I was never a huge fan. Of course, Sports is the one. I remember that cover, which is photographed at the 2 a.m. Club in Mill Valley, California. So this one produced by Huey Lewis and the News. Oh, Rick Nielsen. It looks like there's one song they cover of A Cheap Trick. I think that's that Rick Nielsen who wrote that song. Jacob's Ladder on here. Stuck With You, Whole Lot of Lovin'. Hip to Be Square. That's right. Hip to Be Square was the one that I remember. But I'm really curious what this thing is. Oh. What the hell? Register your record? Really? I have no idea what that's for. Anyway, Huey, we'll phone you. I love how his music was used to great effect in that movie, the 80s, with the English actor, the murderer, the mass murderer who worked the stock exchange or worked, anyway, you know what I'm talking about. I just blanked out. Oh, and this is a really good record. Capitol Records, this is the astounding 12-string guitar of Glen Campbell. Early on, remember Glen Campbell, we all know Glen Campbell, did a series of wonderful songs, Wichita Lineman, and By the Time I Get to Phoenix, great songs. But this is an instrumental thing, 12-string guitar. He was a member of the Wrecking Crew. What an amazing player. And I think I remember, maybe it was in the documentary on the Wrecking Crew, they talked about, like, after so many years of him playing on all these records with all the other members of the Wrecking Crew, like, nobody knew he actually could sing. And eventually, all of a sudden, he's huge. He starts singing, has some hits. By the Time I Get to Phoenix, just beautiful, beautiful music. This has a lot of covers like Puff the Magic Dragon, The Ballad of Jet Clampett, Blown in the Wind, 500 Miles. So very folky, twangy sound to it. This Land Is Your Land, La Bamba. Wimoweh, In the Jungle, the Mighty Jungle. The Lion Sleeps Tonight. Oh, Roy Clark on banjo. Okay. I don't remember what year. My guess is this is around 1965, 66 at the latest. 66 maybe. That's my guess. I don't know. I did not get this album when it came out. This is obviously a cut out copy, probably the original Swirl label, is my guess. Yeah, we know that label as Beatle fans. Jimmy Webb, that's right, that's the name I was thinking of, who wrote those songs that Glen Campbell had hits with. A great popular songwriter. So that's Whack-A-Mole. Another edition. Thanks for watching. And it ain't that easy, but anybody who visits is welcome. And share music with your friends. It's fun. It's great. Mazzy loves you.